Alright, here we are. We back. We trying this again. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Can We Keep It Real podcast, man. Before we get started, wipe your feet, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you don't know, you better recognize. But we're gonna get into this right now. Eddie's Redemption.
Yeah. Them the clique they tried to bury. Yeah. I'm the storm. Yeah. I'm the storm they tried to bottle. The truth they tried to drown. 15 years old, they threw a king's weight on a child's crown. But I rise like a riot, like a siren in the night. And I'm calling out the dude who's been ducking the light. Name's Art Ortiz. Yeah, that fraud. Moving like a shadow puppet pulled by a coward god. Every time the block shake, he the first one to vanish. Moving like guilt, wearing sneakers, sprinting off in the panic. I'm like, why you always running when the truth get loud? Why your footsteps echo different from the rest of the crowd? You slither through the alleys like a rumor with legs. But when the questions start flying, you crack like eggs. I was sitting on the porch, whole hood saw me chilling. You was creeping through the dark like a plot you was feeling. You a ghost with a heartbeat, a whisper with shoes, a silhouette sprinting off, dropping half-baked clues. I spit metaphors heavy, you the fence jumper phantom, the backyard bandit, the night shift random. You the type to leave footprints, but swear you ain't walk. The type to hear your name whispered and pretend you ain't talk. I'm the kid they tried to bury, but I grew like a vine. Truth climbing every wall, exposing every design. You the dude in the shadows, ducking every spotlight beam, moving like a glitch in the neighborhood dream. This ain't an accusation, this a lyrical rig, a metaphor for every grown man who let a child bleed, for every dude who stayed silent while a kid took the fall, for every shadow in the night who ain't stand up at all. So fictional art, so listen, I'm the storm you can't dodge. I'm the truth in the alley, I'm the ghost in the lodge. I'm the voice of the timeline, the pulse of the street, and every lie you ever told get exposed to the beat. So keep running and hiding, but you can't escape. Truth so relentless, tide your facade's gonna break. I'm the storm, I'm the light, I'm the echo, the fight. And when the beat drops down, you're gonna feel me tonight. Yeah.
Left my house feeling good, sun shining bright. So Tony G on the porch, just a casual sight. But then I glanced down his door, wide ajar. I had to check it out, my heart racing like a car. I stepped up to the entrance, felt the chill of the night. Heard some noise from within, never thought it felt so right. With the creak of the door, darkness feel like a wave. What I saw left me frozen, man, I couldn't be brave. You can charge me, but I'm not guilty. Caught in the moment, life's a little filthy. Wasn't ready for the shadows lurking near, but I hold my ground, got nothing to fear. I called out to Janet, but silence gripped my throat. My instincts kicked in hard like I'm on a tightrope. Bend down to shake a heart pounding like a drum. But what I saw next made me feel so numb. Blood on the floor like a canvas dread. Thoughts racing through my mind, what happened? Where's she dead? Caught in the scene like an actor in a play. Hoping that somehow I could just walk away. You can charge me, but I'm not guilty. Life's a battlefield, got my eyes wide, feel free. Darkness all around, but I still choose to fight. Got nothing to hide, stepping into this light. In the neighborhood, where shadows cast long. Every step I take feels like I'm doing something wrong. But I'm just a witness, caught in a strange view. Justice on the line, but what's a man to do? Finger pointed at me, but I can't take the blame. Standing tall in this arena, it's a twisted game. The sirens well outside, bringing chaos and heat. But truth is on my side, I won't accept defeat. Life's a rough patch, it's a turbulent sea. But in the stormy moment, I stand, I am free. No incriminations here, it's just a misunderstanding. But time will reveal truths, no need for demanding. So I keep my head high, I won't falter or bow. Charging through the thick air, stating here and now. You can charge me, but I'm not guilty. Caught in a whirlwind, but I stand gracefully. Life's twisted plots can try to bring me down, but I'm stronger than the shadows. Wear the truth like a crown. Left my house feeling good, sun shining bright. So Tony G on the porch, just a casual sight. But then I glanced down his door, wide ajar. I had to check it out, my heart racing like a car. I stepped up to the entrance, felt the chill of the night. Heard some noise from within, never thought it felt so right. With the creak of the door, darkness feel like a wave. What I saw left me frozen, man, I couldn't be brave. You can charge me, but I'm not guilty. Caught in the moment, life's a little filthy. Wasn't ready for the shadows lurking near, but I hold my ground, got nothing to fear. I called out to Janet, but silence gripped my throat. My instincts kicked in hard like I'm on a tightrope. Bend down to shake a heart pounding like a drum. But what I saw next made me feel so numb. Blood on the floor like a canvas dread. Thoughts racing through my mind, what happened? Where's she dead? Caught in the scene like an actor in a play. Hoping that somehow I could just walk away. You can charge me, but I'm not guilty. Life's a battlefield, got my eyes wide, feel free. Darkness all around, but I still choose to fight. Got nothing to hide, stepping into this light. In the neighborhood, where shadows cast long. Every step I take feels like I'm doing something wrong. But I'm just a witness, caught in a strange view. Justice on the line, but what's a man to do? Finger pointed at me, but I can't take the blame. Standing tall in this arena, it's a twisted game. The sirens well outside, bringing chaos and heat. But truth is on my side, I won't accept defeat. Life's a rough patch, it's a turbulent sea. But in the stormy moment, I stand, I am free. No incriminations here, it's just a misunderstanding. But time will reveal truths, no need for demanding. So I keep my head high, I won't falter or bow. Charging through the thick air, stating here and now. You can charge me, but I'm not guilty. Caught in a whirlwind, but I stand gracefully. Life's twisted plots can try to bring me down, but I'm stronger than the shadows. Wear the truth like a crown.
What's going on, everybody, man? How we doing? Welcome. Like someone is trying to break through finally. Alright, It's time to get some nice days out there, man. Roll call, shout out, man. Where's everybody? Where's everybody from in the chat? What's going on, man? Free Eddie O'Brien, man. Free Eddie every day, all day till it's backwards. What's going on, everybody? What it be like? What it be like? Let me see. Where am I? What's going on, everybody, man? Yeah, I tried to do it earlier, but my battery died. We were down in Cranston, but that just didn't work. It just didn't work out. I tried, but welcome back, man. It's the Can We Keep It Real podcast. We're not here to sugarcoat anything. We don't need to do any of that. There's plenty of other channels that dance around shit. They dance around the truth, but we definitely don't. We hold it down. We want to keep it 100, keep it raw, right? Keep it authentic. I just want to be a platform with, just bringing you what's really going on. Oh, are you getting feedback? If you are, I'll take care of that right now. But you're probably getting feedback. Okay, maybe that'll take care of it, man. But what is going on, everybody? That's right. Yep. Keep it authentic every single time. But if you're tapping in right now, man, do me a favor. Actually, do me 3. Hit the like button, right? Smash the sub. And if you really rock with the movement, grab a membership. Support the platform. That keeps it realer than most. We're here to talk facts, break down the stories that nobody wants to touch. Maybe shine a light on what's really happening in these neighborhoods, in these communities. What happened in Cambridge, man? Guy going crazy on Memorial Drive. So settle in. We're going to turn the volume up. Let's get into it. We're not just going to talk about keeping it real. What's going on, chat? Good morning. Good morning. Pull up a chair. Grab your favorite beverage. Welcome back to another one, man. Why do we even try? That's what we should call this episode today. Why do we even try? I mean, it's the second attempt at a stream. Maybe StreamYard has beef with me personally today. Yesterday, I want to talk about something. Yesterday, the chat was disappearing like witnesses in a Turtle Boy investigation. But before anyone starts with conspiracy theories, I take responsibility for what happened. Things happen. There was some comments got deleted accidentally. We did not delete your comments. I would never do that. I tell you all the time, I ain't jack without the chat. I would never delete the chat unless it's some crazy, slander or over the line, just some off the wall stuff. And I'll be the one that does it. The moderators are in there checking out the chat, making sure nobody's, saying no crazy stuff, but I take responsibility for the comments getting deleted. I think Freebird was some of the comments that got deleted, so I apologize personally to Freebird, so if y'all, see Freebird in one of the chat rooms, just tell her that, we apologize, it was not intentionally. It definitely was not intentional, and moderators also, you all should know my email by now. It's been floating around here. Can we keep it real 5 at gmail.com. If you get a chance, send an email, and in the subject box, just put moderator. So then I could put all the moderators maybe in the same file. And maybe this weekend have we'll have a moderator, blog, you know, yeah, I think Saturday. So we'll probably do it Saturday morning, you know, we'll sit down, me and wifey will send all you guys invites, and we'll just go over a couple things. You know what I mean? Just so we can get this stuff rocking, Absolutely. But good afternoon. I'm Geraldine. We waiting for the free Eddie O'Brien shirt. We can't wait to rock it.
Excited.
Yeah, absolutely. When you guys get settled in, you don't have to stop what you're doing now and send an email. Just when you get a chance, just send it so we can put it in a file and we can have it. In case there's something that me or Mrs. Mikey. Wifey, has something that was scheduling, or if you guys need to reach us, if something going on, or if there's, a hot take, or or maybe you might have an interview in mind, or so let's just keep this train rocking. So this whole operation will go smoothly, because without y'all, I'm just someone yelling into a camera, like confused on Facebook Live. You know what I mean? So I'm taking full responsibility for the chaos. Even though it wasn't me, I'm taking responsibility for it. Even though I was sitting here and I should have been paying attention, but it's hard. It's hard. It's absolutely a good idea. Even though the comments, I guess someone said they were vanishing like someone owed child support. No. but yeah, I'll tell you what, man. How about that Turtle Boy group, man? Like, that group got to be one misdosed away from like a group home field trip. You ever see the white vans pulling the Dunkin' Donuts, with the busload of people in it, that's what like Turtle Boy's crew. You know what I mean? Turtle Boy, right from Dallas, Uncle Debbie, the Broken Baker, the Glare, all of these people, man. It looks like that white van you see sitting in Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, on a group home field trip. I'm talking that unmedicated energy type. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking. That raw delusional type, definitely free range instability, like I never seen. I mean, you ever look at a group of people and think, wow, y'all really woke up today and chose chaos with no prescription assistance? I mean, that's the Turtle Boy Club. That's them. And leading that friggin' parade, man, is no other than their great leader, the friggin' sewer turtle. I mean, the only man who could build a following out of the emotional fragile, the chronically unemployed, the spiritually dehydrated turtle riders act like they're in a bike gang, but it's really just a Facebook group full of unstable people who type in all caps, threaten to expose each other, because when shit goes bad, they definitely do expose each other from their kitchen tables. I mean, this man built a whole empire off of nothing. And people bought it. No journalism, no facts, no logic, no vibes, just paranoia and a ring light, you know, and followers, and buying followers. Oh, and they ride for him. Oh, do they? They ride his turtle nuts hard. I mean, I never seen anybody ride someone like they're trying to earn frequent flyer miles to the county jail. Like, get on his dick and pedal his balls. You know what I mean? Defending him like he is the last pope. I mean, I just can't get over it. The greatest that could have happened from the whole Karen Reed movement and then blah. No, so much, and I talk about that a lot. The Karen Reed movement, it could have been explosive. Like, Turtle Boy could definitely have been, like, not been at TMZ's level, but had something similar. Have a big warehouse, have a whole bunch of people working. You got the turtle name, but no, but he's shit on it because that's all he's used to is chaos. You know, that's all. I mean, that's all. Who stole my Turtle Boy merch? Who did this? It's a soap opera with no budget and no plot. And then you got Aiden's out here encouraging these sick people to dox people, to call people's workplace, harass witnesses. Like, seriously, like he's running a community theater production of like CSI Worcester. And the wildest part is they all should be wearing helmets. They follow him like he's Moses, right? Leading them to the promised land when they're all acting like Judas. But baby, man, that man is leading y'all straight to the can. He just can't take a break. Straight to the holding cell. Straight to the license and registration, please. So buckle up, chat. Grab your snack. Get your vape, because I got to get mine. It's over here somewhere. Grab your emotional support turtle if you got one. Everyone needs a squeeze me turtle today. Did I see somebody say that he's going after Devers or Deaver now and her wanting to be a teacher? Leave that lady alone. Leave her alone. He was forced to resign from his job as a teacher. Absolutely. Big shout out to DB. What's up, John Maine? Maine Coon. He's big mad about the teaching thing because he couldn't do it. Because he did some inappropriate shit on the soccer field, allegedly. He's just mad at life. Absolutely, man. Turtle Boy, grab your emotional support turtle if you got one, because today we're keeping it real. I got something special for y'all. I was going to save this for tomorrow. You know what I mean? But I want to show you. You know what? Maybe I'll wait a little bit. Maybe I'll wait. I want to show the unmedicated chaos, the sewer chat. You know what I mean? The good old sewer chat. But how is everybody doing, man? How is everybody's how is their day? Whatever they're getting into, whether you're grabbing your snacks, grab your memberships. That's what you need to grab. Grab your emotional support turtle and squeeze that shit. Squeeze it because, we're going to keep it real today. We're going to keep it funny. We're going to keep it far away, right, from the unmedicated chaos of the sewer crew. Screw this shit. I've been up for 2 days. You know what I mean? We're going to get this shit on the road, man. We're going to get into it, but what I want to talk about today. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Shout out. He did it at a Buffalo Bills game. What I want to talk about today is something serious, because I see, a lot of people, some people, their kids, they think their kids are so out of control that they think, you know what, I'm going to call the cops and you spending a good weekend up the joint, or you going to the can for the weekend, or I'm locking your ass up for the weekend, thinking you're teaching your kid a lesson. Or some of these young kids that just make a couple mistakes, you may think you're giving them tough love by tossing them out the house, and then what happens? They get jammed up, right? They end up catching some time. And I'm going to explain to you my recollection of what that experience was like. That slow, suffocating weight that I remember pressing down on my chest when I was only 21 years old, entering a maximum security facility. And even before that, that's right, you don't never call the cops on your kids. You don't never call the cops on your mom. You don't never call the cops on your friend. I mean, you don't call the cops unless you're dying. Yeah, very old school. She'd handle your ass herself. Absolutely. My mom's the same way, I know some made men, that respected Mama Dukes. That's for sure. And I'll tell you what, Mama's a reason why when I did finally end up, inside the joint, people were like, I know your mom. I'm like, damn. But give me a minute, man. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, man, because this is going to be, I've been thinking about this, so I think you're going to enjoy it. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah. In Somerville streets, the summer breeze blew. Janet down his light, gone too soon, we rue. A mother of four, life cut short in despair. Found in a home, no one seemed to care. 95 was the year, shadowed in pain. With whispers of justice, but it's all in vain. 15-year-old O'Brien caught in the mix. A friend of a son now trapped in the fix. Justice denied in the court of fate. A kid in the system, lost in the hate. No weapon found, just a story to tell. Circumstantial truth turned to prison cell. Hours after the crime, they pointed their blame. But the system's a game, it's a cold, cruel shame. O'Brien's future shattered, no chance to defend. With politics playing, it's a twisted trend. Riley steps up with his eyes on the crown, and announcing his bid while the truth shuts down. 8 days after verdict, ambition in sight. Playing with lies while he bathes in the light. Justice denied in the court of fate. A kid in the system, lost in the hate. No weapon found, just a story to tell. Circumstantial truth turned to prison cell. Turn to prison cell. They overlook clues, leave swept to the side. Inconvenient truths, where's the shame and the pride? Ignored by the cops, just chasing their tails, while the real killer laughs as justice derails. So many questions that need to arise. What's the cost of a life when the system lies? O'Brien stood tall, but the pressure was great. A child of the streets, crushed under the weight. Imprisoned by fear, trapped in the scheme, while Janet's memory fades. Lost in the dream, we fight for the truth, for the souls they mislead. Justice for Janet will plant the truth seed. Justice denied in the court of fate. A kid in the system, lost in the hate. No weapon found, just a story to tell. Circumstantial truth turned to prison cell. So we raise our voices for the truth that we hide. For Janet Downing, in her name we confide. Let's break these chains. Let's reclaim our time. A search for the truth through this lyrical rhyme.
Justice denied, man. Justice denied. How long have we been hearing that shit from? Justice denied. What's going on, everybody, man? How are we doing, man? I figured today'd be a nice day. Maybe, I mean, it's never a nice day, but, let's talk about these things, right? Because I'm sure this is the same experience that maybe Eddie O'Brien went through. You talk about that first night, in jail, that first night in like the maximum security building, or maybe it's your first night in intake. I mean, whatever it is, it's not like the movies, let me tell you. It don't come in, you don't hear no dramatic violence, that's for sure. There's no slow motion crying going on. You hear some echoes, you hear loud doors slamming and shut. I mean, it slides in on you quiet like depression wearing soft socks. Let me tell you, whether you're 17, 18, 21 years old, I mean, you come in there smelling like outside. Them convicts in there, they could smell the outside on you, man, like it's mama's last hug. As soon as that damn transport van door slams, the air changes, man. All of a sudden, you feel like you in Mile High Stadium. You could taste the rust, the regret. It's like gritty pine soil, that just got stuck inside them prison walls. When you're coming into intake, man, they move you like you're a friggin' Black Friday return item, man. Just move you in. Boom, fingerprints, photos, strip search, under the lights, quell shower so bright that your ancestors shaking their heads. Take off your clothes, boy. You know what I mean? Cops screaming at you. Take off your clothes, your chain, everything that made you a person, that gave you dignity, stripped down to nothing, standing 2 feet next to another butt bone naked, dirty ass scoundrel. Butt bone naked. You're only hours into this shit. You're only hours into it. And already you feel you got no damn dignity. You know what I mean? Everything that made you a person, that's all gone now. Everything. Your hands, you know, stiff iron scrubs, they're giving you blue scrubs, whatever it is, anything that fit, it don't matter. It may be a little small. You're not in no damn designer show, that's for sure. I mean, you could tell they were definitely designed by somebody that hated life. I mean, you know, them jumpsuits for sure. Congratulations, you made it, bozo. You're not a name anymore. You're a number with a pulse. That's all you are. They stick you in the arm with the HIV test. You know, put a sticker on you. You know, walk you down the tier. You know, and after your sentence, you go over to Max. You know, one of the Max buildings. You know, just concrete canyon. You know, I mean, you can definitely like everybody's bad decisions are stuck inside them walls. You know what I mean? Shadows sitting in the corner like they paying rent. I mean, your mind gets so lonely at times. You know, you go to segregation. The picture you're looking at, that's the Rhode Island Department of Corrections maximum security. That's DEF block. It's either ABC or DDF block, which is now Prudence 1 or Prudence 2. You know, they walk you down to your tier, you know, just a dirty ass, dirty, dingy place. And then you get to the place that you're going to call home. Get used to it. This is your home, sucker. This is the life you wanted, right? You wanted to be cool. You know, you wanted to be the man. You know, you wanted to rebel, right? Well, here's your home. A little 8x6. And it's a whole bunch of figure it out, a whole bunch of nothing. A ceramic or a metal toilet with no seat. You know, because you can't be comfortable, you know. They don't want you to be comfortable going to the bathroom. The sink's so old, you know, in the Max over here, you know, it's dripping like it's crying. You know, depending on where you are, you know, where you get a cellmate, not in the Max, but you know, when you're in the intake, you know, you get a 40-something-year-old dude with tattoos that look like, you know, they each come with their own friggin' backstory and body count. Damn, you're like, I don't know whether to look at you or read you. You know, and he usually don't say anything. Watching you like he's trying to decide if you're a roommate or a snack. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're in this room now, the door slams shut, bang. The lock engages, you know, the double lock slides shut. That sound hits your soul like, man, oh my God, it hits your soul like you live here now, homie. This is your home. You know, this is your home now, boy. You know, I mean, you sit on that thin friggin' mattress, man. You know, you sit on that thin mattress, which feels like sleeping on a yoga mat over a damn sidewalk of friggin' nails. And your heart's beating, right? And it's so loud, right? You swear the whole tier can hear it. Like you can hear, like it's so quiet, and you can hear your heart ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. You know what I mean? Because when you in this prison, I'm sure Eddie O'Brien went through all this same shit, right? Prison never sleeps, right? It just hums. Sometimes at night, you hear men crying, someone screaming like their sanity snapped in half. And it's the most awful scream you ever heard when a man is at his breaking point and you broke him. And hearing that man, scream out with that high pitch, and then all of a sudden start laughing because that man has lost his mind. Another man that they broke. Somebody's kid, someone's child, man, someone's brother. It's heart-wrenching to know what happens to men inside them walls. Every sound you hear feels like it's aimed at you to teach you a lesson, or this is gonna be you. And after a while, people say, do you hear the building talking? The building's whispering to you. And you start hearing that friggin' building like telling you shit. Like basically like, bro, you at the deep end now, boy. You done. And that was only the first fucking night. Now the second night rolls around. Shit, Shock's already wearing the hell off. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just you and the consequences. Ain't no phone, no music. You know what I mean? You don't get a text at 2 a.m. Yo, are you good? You don't get that text from wifey telling you that, baby, I'm at work. I'll see you in a little while. Just you replaying every dumb decision like a mixtape that nobody ever asked for. So go ahead, go out and make that mistake. Instead of waiting for that unemployment check. Go ahead, go out and do something stupid. Because that's what's waiting for you. You just can't call somebody. Your poor mother's home crying in her damn pillow. What did I do wrong, Arthur? Talking to her husband. What did I do wrong? How did we do wrong by this child? Our baby is not no criminal. Our baby don't belong in prison. Our baby never hurt nobody. Our baby's being set up. You could do nothing about it but sit there with the vision of the anger that your parents are going through right now. And the shit that got yourself in this situation. It's no joke. And if anybody you ever go from a 2 to 5 to a life bid. But don't you also agree if you commit a crime, then you deserve to go to jail? No, I don't. Not every crime. let the punishment fit the crime. Let the punishment fit the crime. Like I remember this kid got caught, granted, I mean, he did it 10 times, but he got caught shoplifting a candy bar, right? So you send the dude to prison for 18 months for a candy bar. 18 months. Like, prison should be reserved for the serious criminals. Some people are in prison because they owe a petty fine or they're petty shoplifting, like just some crimes. I mean, the punishment just don't fit the crime. And how some people say, well, he committed that crime, so he chose to commit that crime. But something I learned along the way, DB, sometimes you don't choose to commit the crime, but sometimes crime chooses you. Sometimes your living conditions, you're living in these inner cities, where no father figure at all, mother that really don't give two shits in the house, and it's either on the outside or on the street. It's either, hey boy, you either get down and do this shit with us, or we gonna lay you down. Get down or lay down. Yeah, a lot of self-harm. A lot of people that are medicated straight up. I mean, I'm over up the border in Rhode Island, and you go downtown Kennedy Plaza. It's like when they open up the prison, they all end up there. It's like there's a corner in Roxbury. When I used to deliver to the post office, there was a corner in Roxbury right across from the police station. And this corner had to have from one end to the other all people that were homeless, they were drugged out, they was methadone out, they was just zombies from all look older to kids. There was tents, people sleeping in boxes right in Roxbury. Some aggressive friggin' panhandlers, that's for sure. So yeah, back to like what your parents go through. Like I said the other day, your parents are doing a bid with you. And your mom is crying in her pillow or drinking away her sorrows and on her way to becoming an alcoholic. But you can't call. You can't write. I mean, you can't do nothing. Like I said, but sit there and think about the shit you did. And you start tasting that rust again. You know why? That's the regret. That's the fear. And now the rust starts mixing with the dust. It's coming around to dinner time. I mean, you're still trying to get used to the food in this place. Every time you do, it's a race to the toilet. And on your second night, you got 2 cold bologna sandwiches that looked like they lost a fight. And you kind of got to wonder, is this even bologna? But guess what? You're going to eat it. And then it's not only mama, you're also crying into your pillow. You're shaking. You're trying not to let the other grown man in your cell know, because in here, this is gladiator school. Tears are like coupons. Everybody will use that shit against you. Everybody. You know what I mean? And we didn't even get to the third night yet, because by night 3, oh, the fear settles into something colder. You start noticing patterns. You start noticing the sharks walking by. You start noticing the cells go quiet when certain gods walk by, which means something ugly is brewing. You start noticing patterns around the jail. Oh, the cons watching you like they're checking the ripeness of fruit. Oh, yeah. They're measuring you up, they're weighing you down, and they're deciding if you're prey or if you're going to be a problem. And that's when the truth hits you like a CO's flashlight to the face. Oh, violence is currency, man, and weakness is a coupon. So you got to decide, are you going to be a coupon or currency? Because you at this point are overdrafted. Now your cellmate finally speaks about the third day because that convict's trying to figure you out like he swallowed a bag of rocks. First night, don't show fear. Don't ask for help. And if someone tests you tomorrow, swing first. That's where your cellmate is going to tell you if they really stand up. They're going to teach you the ropes. Then he's probably going to roll over and go back to snoring. Like he didn't just hand you, surviving hell 101. Because your cellie knows what's going on in that bunk. He knows on the first night what you're thinking. I'm glad you made it. Also, appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody. We're talking about the first night in prison, your first couple of days, how dark and lonely and dangerous it is. And at this point, your cellie's going to give you a little bit of advice. You know what I mean? To tell you, don't be afraid, man. Don't show no fear. Don't ask anybody for jack. And if someone gets into your face tomorrow, bang them. And you're like, damn, are you serious? Because let me tell you, when you're in the max and that shit gets dark, it ain't just the lights being off, man. It's the absence of friggin' hope. You know what I mean? The absence of future. So imagine what what was going through Eddie's mind in Walpole. What was Eddie going through? I mean, there is no future. No one's giving a damn about the scared kid. These guys ain't gonna have pity for you. And then by the third night, you usually start hearing the other new guys that came in screaming for their moms, man, banging on that door. Banging. I need to go home. And they're getting dragged to the hole like a trash bag, man. Them cops coming in, dragging you out. You're kicking, you're screaming, and you lie there knowing, shit, that could be me. I hope I can handle. And that's only day 3. Give me a minute. We'll be right back.
Yeah. 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 In Somerville streets, the summer breeze blew. Janet down his light, gone too soon, we rue. A mother of four, life cut short in despair. Found in a home, no one seemed to care. 95 was the year, shadowed in pain. With whispers of justice, but it's all in vain. 15-year-old O'Brien caught in the mix. A friend of a son now trapped in the fix. Justice denied in the court of fate. A kid in the system, lost in the hate. No weapon found, just a story to tell. Circumstantial truth turned to prison cell. Hours after the crime, they pointed their blame, but the system's a game. It's a cold, cruel shame. O'Brien's future shattered, no chance to defend. With politics playing, it's a twisted trend. Riley steps up with his eyes on the crown and announcing his bid while the truth shuts down. 8 days after verdict, ambition in sight, playing with lies while he bathes in the light. Justice denied in the court of fate. A kid in the system, lost in the hate. No weapon found, just a story to tell. Circumstantial truth turned to prison cell. Turn to prison cell. They overlook clues, leave swept to the side. Inconvenient truths, where's the shame and the pride? Ignored by the cops, just chasing their tails, while the real killer laughs as justice derails. So many questions that need to arise. What's the cost of a life when the system lies? O'Brien stood tall, but the pressure was great. A child of the streets, crushed under the weight. Imprisoned by fear, trapped in the scheme, while Janet's memory fades. Lost in the dream, we fight for the truth, for the souls they mislead. Justice for Janet will plant the true seed. Justice denied in the court of fate. A kid in the system, lost in the hate. No weapon found, just a story to tell. Circumstantial truth turned to prison cell. For the truth that we hide, for Janet Downing, in her name we confide. Let's break these chains, let's reclaim our time. A search for the truth through this lyrical rhyme.
Well, there we go. What y'all think of that? Let me know, you know? Let me know. Here's a sneak peek at something. I'll wait. Remind me, I got something that I want to show you guys. You know, but I'll wait. All right. What we got going on here? Oh, I know what that is. Okay. Sometimes these damn computers. There we go. Sometimes these friggin' computers, man, they just start acting crazy. There we go. There's Eddie. What's up, Eddie? What's up, Eddie? I can't believe that boy right there that you're looking at could do what they said. I just can't believe it. But you hear these kids, screaming for their mom, banging their heads on the door. I mean, trying to hurt themselves, but they don't care because they'll drag you to the hole and leave you there, broken and bloody. They don't care. They don't care. I mean, you lie there knowing that it could be you that's next. You start whispering to yourself just to hear your own voice. You make promises to God, man. I will never come back, boy. I will never come back, Lord. I'll go to church on Sunday. I promise. I won't steal the collection money anymore. I promise, Lord. You replay every good memory, man, until it hurts worse than the bad memories, and crying feels good. You start crying and it feels good. Pain. You feeling that pain. And these are all the feelings that Eddie went through. And then somewhere in all that darkness, you feel something cold growing on your chest. You can't really figure it out what it is. It's like a hardened layer that you didn't have before, and what it is, you're getting that survival instinct. Oh, you hate it, but you need it because it's gladiator school. I mean, this is just the beginning. I mean, shit, you really haven't even begun to feel lonely yet. It's just a real dark place. And that's just the first couple of days. So, you know what? If your kids, stayed out of there, good. God bless them. You know what I mean? I'm glad, because there's nothing good about that place. Nothing good at all. I was looking for this particular the W podcast. We're gonna go check that out right now. Oh, here's the episode right here. We're gonna watch a convict right now. This is a convict. Shout out to Maddie. Maddie been through it. Maddie did some serious time in Mass. Some of y'all might even know who Maddie is, but go over there and check out his podcast. Give it a share. Subscribe. Let them know that Can We Keep It Real sent you over there. But let's check this out and break it down. And I want to hear from the chat. Be involved.
It sparked from a question that I asked myself: what's going to keep me going when I don't see a way forward? When things just become super fucking tough. That's not to say that it's worse than it's ever been. right? There's a difference when your life is tough, but you know that there's going to be an end to your situation, right? Like when I was in prison, for instance, I had some very, very dark times where I was, going through beefs with the COs while I was in solitary confinement, out and pop with addiction problems, smoking K2, coming off drugs, detoxing in the hole, starving at night, fucking wars with other convicts. There's plenty of different things that stress you out.
Imagine being in prison and you have a drug addiction. You're in prison with a drug addiction. That's crazy, right?
And there's been nights where I have laid butt-ass naked in a cell with my entire face broken open. I just had plastic surgery on my face because the cops smashed my head in with a MOVE team helmet, right? And that's no joke. That's a legit facts. Like I literally spent
with a MOVE team helmet. That's that like that heavy riot helmet.
My nights stuck to a green mattress because they didn't give me sheets or blankets. They treated me like a fucking animal. But at the end of the day, that if you make it through these trials right now, that you're going to walk out those doors, hopefully.
Absolutely. Make it through this tonight. If I can make it through tonight, if these cops don't kill me tonight, I just gonna make it one more night. And that's what Maddie's talking about right now. Let me just make it one more friggin' night. Like it's hell. Like prison is hell. Where Eddie has to live. It's just it's hell trying to keep your sanity.
Unless someone kills you or you take yourself out, right? That's the only thing that can happen. If someone kills you or they give you a life bid, which would be terrible too, you know what I mean? Because you get stuck in situations where you might have to take another man's life. But I knew there was going to be an end. As long as I can make it through, as long as I can fight my way through these battles that are in front of me, outlast the days, outlast each day. Each day was my bitch. All I had to do was conquer that day. And I knew that after so many days, my situation would change. Not that it would get much better. I didn't know what it would change to, coming out into the free world. I did that before in 2025 and it was a total mess. I came out here, I was so lost. I felt alone. I felt disconnected from other people and I used so much drugs just to cover that up. I started shooting dope the second night I was home or first night I was home. I basically OD'd the second night I was home. Like I was a mess. I was a total mess. I ended up on the methadone clinic very soon after I got out, only so that I can continue getting high and not be sick. I wasn't on probation. I thought I had the rest of my life in front of me. So I was just using the time that I had to make up for all that lost time. And then, bam, I got hit with a serious case. I did a home invasion where I hurt two people very badly, something that I do regret, But I ended up back in prison. And when I ended up back in there, I had a whole new perspective on it. And I knew I had to outlast these days and that as long as I keep on reminding myself that this is not where I live, this is not my home. I have a family at home that loves me. This is not where I'm going to be forever. This is only temporary. And I will walk out of these doors one day. Everything would be all right. And then, I did finally walk out those doors. After 10 and some change years, I walked out those doors. A decade of years, a decade of time. I sat in that prison, maximum security prison, fighting.
Imagine one more night. If I can make it one more night.
Gangbanging kind of, we don't call it gangbanging as white dudes because it's, that's type of things for, Bloods and Crips and whatever. But, we're politicking just like everybody else. You get brought back into a whole different time frame when you go to prison. You're back in the, the Iron Ages, dude, fighting for your life, gladiator school, man. So, it gives you a whole different type of mindset, but it builds into all these different things. And one of the things it gave me was trauma. And so I learned to live in solitary confinement. I learned to, constantly look over my shoulder. I learned to always look for the threat. I learned to be paranoid. I learned that as soon as I start thinking everything's all right, that's when everything will happen. So
chat, listen, man. Let's get into this because this man just opened up the episode like, yo, today I'm going to talk about something from right here. And then pointed to his chest. Like he was about to drop the book of Revelations. the remix. Like, this is some serious stuff right here. Then he hits us with, I played butt ass naked in a cell with my face broken open. You just can't walk by that. You just can't skip over that. You know? I mean, that's trauma served raw. The host Maddie is telling you how hurt and how broken he is. I mean, trauma served raw, no seasoning. That's what Maddie is telling us. This is a sad, sad individual. No diss.
Have to continuously believe that the other shoe is about to drop, that something bad's about to happen. And it always did, you know, but I was ready for it. I was ready for it because I was mentally prepared.
You know, and then he talks about detoxing, starving, fighting with cops, warring with other inmates. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking back like, yo. And then he repeats the naked on the mattress part, right? Again. Damn, I hate when that happens. Then he repeats naked on the mattress. Like, you know, you were naked, man. You were stuck. You were miserable. Basically, a Post-it note on a green mattress, man. Couldn't go, you know, couldn't even lift his damn face up. You know, he says he got out in 2025 and he immediately started shooting dope again. You know, so he got out of prison and treated freedom like a trial subscription he forgot to cancel, right? And you know, and this is what happens. It becomes a revolving door. You know, and then he says he did a home invasion and he hurt 2 people and he regrets it. But he kind of did say it like he was reading a shopping list. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of like, you know, this ain't the only home invasion. I mean, this is why I tell people, right? If you don't heal your demons, if you don't lock them demons up, they're going to drive your life like a stolen friggin' Honda. Let's get back into Maddie because Maddie gets deep.
And that's what it's all about. And there's mental preparation. I didn't listen to music that I listened to on the streets because it brought me back. I listened to only music that I started listening to in there, which was like, you know, heavy metal, like death metal and shit like that. Because I had never listened to it. And it was something strong, something that I could listen to and jam out to, but not be brought back to the streets. You know what I mean? Something to remind me. But now I come out here into the free world. And it's a whole new ballgame, man. At first, when you first come out, you have that hope that everything's going to be all right. That you're not going to...
Well, look, what did he call it? Gladiator school. That's prison. Absolutely. As soon as you go in there, you're looking for a weapon. You're looking for to try to team up with people, get with a certain clique. You know, the yacht is recess, you know, and the CEOs, you know, I guess you can say they're the substitute teachers who gave up on life. You know, talk about learning paranoia, hypervigilance, man. You know, always waiting for the other shoe to drop, always waiting for something bad to happen. Trauma. You know, trauma. You go back to like, you know, when he says the free world is chaos because there's no structure. See, in prison, there's structure. They tell you when to eat. They tell you when it's time to work. They tell you when it's time to shower. They tell you when it's lunchtime, when it's dinner time, when it's time to go to bed, when it's time to lights out. They tell you everything. I mean, But he's right, man. Welcome to adulthood. Because I think we raw dog reality with no manual at times, and he's going to be overwhelmed by bills, kids, appointments, responsibilities. I mean, it sucks. Real life.
Go back to, that's the number one hope, is that you're not going to go back, that you're going to make it. You're going to do something different this time. Something that you have never done before, because every other time you just go back. And you don't know why. It's just like everything happens around you and you can't control it. But really, we are controlling it in a big way without realizing that we are. Because what ends up happening is we get stuck in a cycle of thinking and negative thoughts that control our actions and control the outcomes of those actions. We get hopeless really quick. And for people like me who have spent an entire lifetime up until now in a place where your meals are brought to you, the day is super structured. You know what's going to happen, even though you don't know what's going to happen, if that makes any sense. Anything can happen on the block. Anything can happen between different races, between the CO.
Did I just say that? It's all structured. Your meals are brought to you. I mean, the devil doesn't work hard, but sometimes, oh boy.
And the convicts, but your door is going to open at this time. It's going to close at this time. You're going to get fed at this time. You're going to go to the gym, hopefully at this time, as long as it doesn't get canceled. Super predictable, but very organized. You have your own space. You clean your own space, and it becomes a routine, something that you religiously do in order to give yourself a sense of comfort. And then once you step out into the free world, it's no longer there. It's chaos. And in your mind, you're fighting to control it. You got to control this, you got to control that, and you're losing grip. It's sliding away from you. You can't control other people around you. You can't control what's going to happen in your day for the most part. You could have different things every single day. Doctor's appointments, work, fucking, something pops up with your kid here, something pops up with your dog there, your girl's this, that. You have a bill, they just took this money. Like, things are out of your control in so many ways. You don't have planned meals. You don't have anybody to plan them for you. You don't have planned medication time. You have access to your own medications. You don't have any time to go to the gym. You have to make your own time. You have to make your own time to do the things that you want to do. And then on top of that, you have to balance the things you want to do between the things you need to do. And then you have things that you must do in order to progress your life. But if you get stuck in a comfy little groove because you're so, you count.
I mean, he's speaking right now, he's speaking pain. He's telling you that being out here in the free world is chaotic, right? There's no structure. You know what I mean? Everything that we all have to go through. It's easy, like when you're in prison and you're into your flow, it's easy. I mean, everything's planned. You know what you have to do. There's movements, when certain gods come in, you get a flow of different things, and Maddie is telling you, and you could look at Maddie right here in this picture and you could see he's struggling. It's raw dog in reality, overwhelmed by appointments, overwhelmed by the dog, something as little as the dog, something as little as misplacing your keys, bills, kids. It sucks. Little things will throw you off.
On that rigidness of life so much for your own mental peace that when all these other things are happening, you kind of push them out like, oh man, you get you mad, it gets you frustrated when people try to break into that and say, you need to do this, you need to do that to make your situation better. Like for me, it's getting my license and then getting a car. Like how hard is it to do that? For me, super hard. Super hard to break out of the routine that I have made for myself, even though I'm fighting for that routine and chaos is, trying to come in and corrupt me. And then on top of that, I got a spiritual battle going on within me. The devil trying to distract me and beat me down and wear me down in order so that I can pick up that crack pipe and pick up that dope and just forget everything, all my pains, all my hurts, all the chaos, all those things I'm struggling to control. Because I want to control them so bad, it's driving me nuts inside. I never felt like using like I feel even just when I'm talking about these things. Right now, I'm starting to feel like I want to use. And the devil throws his distractions at you from every angle, through women, through, little instances that could piss you off and send you down a little rabbit hole when you're in the beginning of making something great. Like I'm coming into the studio and I set up my camera, I go to get a cup of coffee, I'm coming back, I'm feeling good about something and I know that it's going to mean something. And boom, I come back and my camera's on the ground and it fell over for whatever reason. I don't know if someone came in there and knocked it over or if it just, loosened up one of the pegs and it fucking slipped and it fell or whatever happened. But I can tell you this, that was meant as a way to throw me right off the rails. And it could, something as small as that can lead to something as big as me losing my life. Imagine that. A big, strong man being able to be taken down by something so minuscule and small, but it doesn't just end right there. Like, oh, the camera fell and boom, I'm dead. No, the camera falls. I get so upset. I botch my show. I go out. I feel hopeless. I feel like a failure. And I get into an argument with my girl and then I fucking blow off the rails and go out and grab something. And that bag of dope puts me to sleep forever.
It happens just like that. He's not wrong. He is not wrong.
Whatever. I do that dope and I take a bunch of Xannies and I wake up in the police station after I just killed somebody because I lost control. There's so many ways the devil can take you out. And we as people don't even realize these things are happening when they're happening for the most part. You got all these tiny little things that can happen that you have no idea just how profound it could be if you let those things do what they're intended by the devil. The way God wins is that he gives us the preparation for when these things happen to have faith. What's that word right there? That word, faith. That's the answer to the question that I asked myself right at the beginning of this episode, right at the beginning of me going through my trials, right? Through any trial. How does somebody make it through?
He's not wrong. I'm going to stop right there. Faith, structure, having purpose, right? Those things, those things keep people alive. Just having a little bit of faith, keeps people going every day. What did he say earlier, about when his face was busted, broken, bleeding, leaking, when he had to peel himself off the mattress like a friggin' postage stamp, and then mattresses, it does peel. It's like, it's like when you're sitting on leather with shorts on, I know what I'm talking about. You get in a hot car and your legs stick to the friggin' thing and it's like, well, you got that black leather, fake leather couch. In the summertime, you kind of peel yourself off it. But the way he says it, right? It's given like motivational speaker, who's still one bad day away from throwing hands at the DMV. He still has a lot of demons out there.
And they don't know where to go, what to do, or how to move forward. And the answer is faith. You have to have faith. And it's not like faith is going to cure everything or my relationship with Jesus is going to cure everything. No. It's my drive and my motivation and my will that will push me to do the things that I need to do. And my faith to keep me from doing the things that I don't need to do that will hurt me. That gives me enough space in between me and disaster. That faith is faith in something I can't see. I can hardly trust things I can see. But God has given me a reason to trust in him and to have faith with little things that happen to give me hope along the way.
He said, I could barely trust things I can see.
Through minor miracles, I would say. Minor miracles that happen almost on a daily basis, but he opens your eyes to them. And you see, and it's like, and when you open your Bible and he gives you those words you really need to hear, or you open up YouTube and you see that video you needed to see right then and there that day, right now, in order to keep you from going off the rails and to bring your faith back into the picture. Because it's hard sometimes not to lose that faith. And once you do lose that faith, I can say that you're close to death, dude. For me, I'm close to death because once I lose this faith, I'm a very hurt, angry, disturbed human being, dude. So for me, losing faith means giving up on nonviolence, giving up on sobriety, giving up on my children. Because let me tell you something, that's another thing that brings chaos into my life and also peace and love. And that's not the only thing it brings, but your kids can bring in a level of stress that and chaos that for a person that's newly home after a lifetime of incarceration and institutionalization and that rigidity of life, they'll break that quick. There is no such thing as rigidity with kids, man. You could give them a schedule, you could show them the balance, you could give them meals at a certain time of day and get them to sleep at the same time every night, hopefully. But they might not eat the meal. They might not want to go to sleep. They might fight you. They will scream. They will yell at you. They will challenge you in every single way. And my faith in Jesus tells me to love this person and to have patience with them because they need that.
When he talks about kids breaking his routine, absolutely, kids are going to break everything. Not only your routine, your NASCARs, your pitches, your TV. I'm just throwing a few things out there against the wall, seeing if anything sticks. But these are tiny agents, right, of chaos, right, with applesauce on their face. You know what I mean? Or covered in pudding. But he's right. They need patience, not prison reflexes. And that's what he's struggling with. And that's what a lot of people are struggling with. And a lot of the stuff Eddie's going to struggle with. Maybe not the addiction so much. Because Eddie never had a chance to experience with drugs, and I don't think being on the inside, he don't look like he turned into the typical, prison drug addict, but he is right. My cat said, no, he's right though. Kids breaking the routine, but he also is mature enough to know that kids break everything. They break everything. They even break your heart. When you say, come here, you love daddy? And they're like, no. Like, what? But they love you. But yeah, they break routines. They break sleep schedules. They break your balls. They break your will to live sometimes, man. They're agents of chaos. But they need patience as well. Absolutely.
They don't need anger. They don't need reaction. They need love. They need care. They need patience. And I've only gotten that through my faith in Jesus Christ. Before that, I had no patience. And I had no really love either. How can you love anything else when you could hardly love yourself? You can't really love yourself. You might say, yeah, I love myself, whatever. There's not even a thought in your fucking head. I hate everything. I hated everything. I didn't give a fuck about anything and all that. If you stood in the way of me and what I wanted, God forbid, I don't know what happens to you. But at the same time, my faith has brought me other things too. It's brought me my conscience, which I was just talking about with somebody. It's made me feel things about all the shit that I've done in my past, you know. The real message here is that my faith has kept me from going off the rails. My faith is the answer for when I ask myself, how do I get through this? Because Jesus is telling me that if I just do this, my life will get better. Jesus is telling me through all these little things, these lessons, he gives me lessons with everything he puts in my life, every person he puts in my life, every distraction by the devil I overcome. Jesus wins when we overcome those distractions. And faith is the answer to how you get through those moments. Just know that if you believe in Jesus and if you have faith that things will get better and that your faith in him will make your life worth living in one way or another, worth living. Doesn't mean luxurious, doesn't mean fabulous, like you're just gonna walk around with a fucking shit-eating grin, licking fucking popsicles all day. Like it just means that you're gonna have a meaning for your life that is so deep that makes you want to get up every day and live it. And I have moments even today where I don't, but my faith dictates my day. My faith dictates what I do. Because I know, and Jesus has told me by reading the Bible, by getting on my knees, that feeling I get, the weight that was lifted off me upon my giving my life to Jesus, that feeling there has what kept, that's my most strong, that's the most strong feeling that keeps me in my faith. That's what keeps me in my faith, is that when I got the second chance, I didn't get a life sentence. And I felt all these things come out of me right away at one time. And I know a lot of people, almost nobody experiences that, but I felt a weight lifted off my shoulders like someone took a backpack full of bricks off me. That's real. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Jesus is real. Whether he shows himself to you or not, I believe he pulls himself out of our lives for long periods of times while he tests us. It's us walking through the desert, being spoken to by the devil. Every time I avoid a distraction, every time I look to Jesus when the devil's pulling me towards him, I win. Jesus wins. Goodness wins. We need to all figure out a way to be good for each other in this world. His life can be worth living, and faith is the answer. Faith is the answer for when you don't know a way forward. Faith.
I liked what he said when he said about the backpack metaphor, you know, about that it felt like a backpack of bricks was lifted off his shoulders. You know, that's the most powerful metaphor I think he used, because some people really do walk around carrying an emotional cinder block. How many people in the chat right now walk around with that emotional cinder block on their back? Honestly. You know, put a 1 in the chat if you walk around with that emotional cinder block on your back. I know I do. You know, you got to have faith. You got to be able to trust, you know, because some people, they really do walk around with that cinder block in their book bag. You know, I think his message was simple, right? Faith kept him alive. Faith kept him sober. You know, faith kept him from becoming the worst version of himself. You know, and I think even if you're not really religious, you know, the core message is real, that you need something bigger than your trauma to pull you from. So even if you're not a religious person, you know, just take his message. You know, absolutely, man. We walking around with a backpack of bricks. And really, you know, it's time to listen what Matt said. Take that backpack and just let it fall off onto the floor. You know? I mean, you got to have faith, right? You got to have faith that things are going to happen. I can't stress tonight if, you know, things that happen. If there's traffic or, you know, I have a late delivery, you gotta let shit just roll off your shoulder. You know, let that shit just roll off your shoulder. So even if you're not religious, there's a message here that we all need something, right? We all need something that's bigger than our trauma to pull from. We know that Eddie was in a dark, lonely place, and a place that should have ate him alive. He was able to make a better place. So here's my takeaway, chat, before we end this show. You know, first, if you're a member, I appreciate it. If not, get on the ball, become a member. You know, but I think this man and many men like him lived through hell. Right? They lived through hell, and he came out of it with scars. What's his name? Matt, right? And Matt is trying to build a life with shaky hands and a hopeful heart. You know, he's trying to rebuild life. You know how hard it is to talk for an hour and 40 minutes and keep people, you know, in tuned. I mean, keep people tuned in. Shit, this ain't easy. You know, yeah, he lived through hell and he came out with scars. And now you see he's trying to build life, you know, his hands are shaky, you know, his heart, you know, he's willing to open it. He's hopeful that he's not going to get hurt. And even though some say he's a little dramatic and blames the devil for the camera falling over, you know, which, you know, it's not a far fetch, but his message is definitely solid, man. If you don't anchor yourself, what did Janet say? Investigate, anchor yourself to something. The chaos is going to eat you alive. It's going to drag you like a rip current. Like that new movie on Netflix. You know, you got to have faith, therapy. You got to have a good community. You got to have purpose. Pick one. Shit, pick all of them. Just don't pick the crack pipe. That's the moral of the story. You know what I mean? Pick them all. Just don't pick up that damn Krizak pipe. You know, we can't do that. You know, if you didn't have a chance, you know, get yourself a super chat before we go. You know, I appreciate everybody. We rocked almost, you know, 20 minutes shy of that 2-hour mark. You know, but I thank everybody for kicking it today, for coming around, for chilling. You know, all 17 of y'all. Some days people come, some days they don't. You know, and nobody was deleted today. No problems in the chat, right? No problems. And if you are a mod and you didn't hear it earlier, my email, canwekeepitreal5@gmail.com. Do me a favor, send me an email, and in the subject box, put moderator so we can have your email on storage. But I'm just glad there was, you know, nothing happening. Okay, good. But yeah, send us an email. Can we keep it real? The number 5 at gmail.com. And I think that is about it, people. Yeah, definitely go over there and check out his show. I'm gonna talk. Actually, I think one of the mods knows him, and they are gonna reach out to him, and they're gonna line up an interview for me to talk about Eddie O'Brien. So we're gonna get that locked in, so we can have another platform talking about Eddie O'Brien. Spiritual warfare is real. Absolutely. Okay, everybody. Thank you, Maddie, for showing up and showing out. 8 years into my recovery, just say no. Save yourself some time. I got 24 years. 24 years. Absolutely. Yes, it was a good day. Appreciate everybody, man. But congratulations. Oh, absolutely. Congratulations, and congratulations to everybody, who is, I got to try to get in touch with him so we can put more light on what's going on. We tried to get Maddie on with the JFK show, but JFK wasn't interested. But I'll talk to Maddie about Eddie O'Brien. So we can get more people, more content creators, talking about it. That is the goal. That's the goal. I got something I wanted to show y'all. Big shout out to SK27 for putting this together. Let's check it out.
Yeah. Yo, the dope. Yeah. Yeah. The day hit different, phone rang like a church bell toll. Told the boy at the tavern, Saturday night shell crack. Stories he told. 4 deep in the whip, mission sealed in black ink. He wrote a check his ass couldn't cash. Now we coming to collect that link. Town tavern, lights low, shadow dancing on floor. We slid in quiet wolves in sheep clothes, eyes locked on the sword, sat across like chess masters, pawns ready to flip the board. No retreat, no surrender. 4 horsemen, death have been called. Turtle in the tavern, slow motion, think he's safe in his cup, but the reaper sent fall. Now the bill coming due. What's up? What? He wrote that check, now his ass in the red, feel the heat rise. But the ratchet skank shield popped up. Saved the turtle that night. Turtle in the tavern, slow motion, think he's safe in his cup, but the reaper sent foe. Now the bill coming due, feel the heat rise inside the spot. Tension thick like fog in the graveyard mist. One hit that goes to the bar, poking the bed, trying to get a reason to twist. Give me your look, give me your word, make this personal, fool. Turtle boy sipping slow, shell tuck tight, acting cool. Boss on the line, voice cold, he with a ratchet, hope position. Didn't plan for the extra variable. Skank in the equation, phone buzz twice, heartbeat sync with the bass in the back. Hitters itching, fingers twitching, ready to paint the whole scene black. Metaphors in motion, turtle versus the hawks in flight. Shell made the pixels, blogger life for real, still in sight. Ratchet turned savior, hood armor, lipstick like war paint. One wrong move and the whole tavern turned to a horror scene. Faint boss said I'll call you back. Line went dead like a ghost, then it rang abort mission. Stand down, let the turtle boast. The ratchet skank saved them. Unintentional guardian angel glow. Turned 4 killers to civilians with a presence alone. Turtle boy exhaled, never knew how close death did creep. Broke them blogs like swords, but that night his pen almost sleep. 4 guys dipped out, shadows melt back into the dark. Lesson learned, Turtle got away that night. Left his mark. Next time, no ratchet shield, shall get cracked, no rehab. But tonight he walked free, and that's a different path. Yo, 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 yo.
How about that, man? Shout out to SK27 for that. Yep, Ratchet turns savior. The Ratchet saved him. That's when the call came in. Let him go. You got to listen to the words of the song. They go with the video. Based on true events. Y'all remember, a few weeks ago, Turtle Boy talking, boy, he ran off that place like friggin', like we the people. Let me see if I can find the. Nope, but we'll catch you on the rebound. We out. Thank you. Appreciate everybody. Super chat, memberships. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Moderators, if you're catching on the replay, drop your emails. Salute to Eddie O'Brien. I wish I could stay, but life gets in the way. Have a great show. Salute to the O'Briens. Take care of that headache. 3 hours ago, JFK uploaded a show. Did Ed O'Brien do it? R.I.P. Janet Downing. Well, we know that ain't the case. We know that is not true. Come on, JFK. You know that. Hey, JFK, are we going to do a debate? Come on, man. A friendly debate. I don't think he wants to debate me. But I'm not surprised. All right, we out.
Yeah, we gon' take a moment before we dive in.
Let me show some love,
Yeah. Turn on the stream, feel the energy rise. Shout out to the fam, the ones in the skies. Every comment, every laugh keeps the vibe alive. Feel the heartbeat of the chat, yeah, we thrive. Pulling up each night, ready to roll, you make this place lit. Body and soul, vibes in the back, heavy lifting, they don't play. Keeping it smooth, watching traffic every day. Peacekeepers on alert, holding down the fort. Crew full of love, every stream they support. To the chat, to the crew, yeah, we shine bright. Are the backbone of the night, holding us tight. To the members, true believers, making it real. You're the pulse in our heart, let's do the deal. To the crew, yeah, we shine bright. Are the backbone of the night, holding us tight. To the members, true believers, making it real. You're the pulse in our heart, let's do the deal.
We see you dedicated, going the extra mile. Not just watching you invested.
that's the style. Lights on, vibe strong, every show's a hit. Communing together, can't take a minute to quit. You keep us going, no water down vibe. From the chest to the miles, know we thrive. Major respect to the ones who keep it clean up crew rolling. Y'all know what I mean. Don't try it today, they say with a glance, bringing peace to the chaos, giving us a chance. To the chat, to the crew, yeah, we shine bright. Y'all the backbone of the night, holding us tight. To the members, true believers, making it real. You're the pulse in our heart, let's seal the deal. To the chat, to the crew, yeah, we shine bright. Y'all the backbone of the night, holding us tight. Just know this is true. We appreciate every single one of you. This is our moment. Community's the key. Let's get it poppin'. Let's set the stream free. So here's to the chat mods and members like, oh, you're the heart of the stream, and that's never getting old. Now let's get into it, yeah. We ride on time with you by our side. Every night's a prime.
I mean, absolutely, man. We're gonna get it out the mud, but we're getting close. We're getting close. You know, we're getting close.
Community's love, wear it like a crown.
Keep this standing, you know, shout out to the chat, every single one of you. You guys pull up, comment, debate, laugh. Keep this joint alive. You know, the members, the people who go the extra mile, not just watching, y'all are investing in this community, man. Helping people like that, really appreciate it. So everybody holding it down every single time we go live.
Yeah. Listen up. It's real out here. The ones you trust can make you or break you. You dig? You dig? Yeah. Yeah.
Some will stretch you, twist you, pull you apart. Got a smile on their face, but they target.
The day hit different, phone rang like a church bell toll. Told the boy at the tavern, Saturday night shell crack. Stories he told. 4 deep in the whip, mission sealed in black ink. He wrote a check his ass couldn't cash. Now we coming to collect that link. Town tavern, lights low, shadow dancing on floor. We slid in quiet wolves in sheep clothes, eyes locked on the sword, sat across like chess masters, pawns ready to flip the board. No retreat, no surrender. 4 horsemen, death have been called. Turtle in the tavern, slow motion, think he's safe in his cup, but the reaper sent fall. Now the bill coming due. What's up? What? He wrote that check, now his ass in the red, feel the heat rise. But the ratchet skank shield popped up. Saved the turtle that night. Turtle in the tavern, slow motion, think he's safe in his cup, but the reaper sent fold. Now the bill coming due, feel the heat rise inside the spot. Tension thick like fog in the graveyard mist. One hitter goes to the bar, poking the bed, trying to get a reason to twist. Give me your look, give me your word, make this personal, fool. Turtle boy sipping slow, shell tucked tight, acting cool. Boss on the line, voice cold, he with a ratchet, whole position. Didn't plan for the extra variable. Skank in the equation, phone buzz twice, heartbeat sync with the bass in the back. Hitters itching, fingers twitching, ready to paint the whole scene black. Metaphors in motion, turtle versus the hawks in flight. Shell made of pixels, blogger life, for real still in sight. Ratchet turned savior, hood armor, lipstick like war paint. One wrong move and the whole tavern turned to a horror scene. Faint, boss said I'll call you back. Line went dead like a ghost, then it rang abort mission. Stand down, let the turtle boast. The ratchet skank saved them, unintentional guardian angel glow. Turned 4 killers to civilians with a presence alone. Turtle boy exhaled, never knew how close death did creep. Broke them blogs like swords, but that night his pen almost sleep. 4 guys dipped out, shadows melt back into the dark. Lesson learned, Turtle got away that night. Left his mark. Next time, no ratchet shield.
She'll get cracked, no rehab. But tonight he walked free, and that's a different path.